Hello everybody, welcome back to the Racers Driving League for Season 18, Round 13 of the Championship. Welcome to the Hungarian Grand Prix here from the fabulous Hungary ring, and there's nothing to see. Give me just a second because I've done it yet again. There we go. Right, here we go. We're here at a Hungary ring and the footage is now on screen. Amateur mistake I've made from me and my controller is destroying itself. That's fantastic. Right, we'll use the wheel for now then. We'll keep on as we are. So here we go then, the 13th race of the season here at the Hungary ring. Of course, site of many enjoyable RDL races over the years. And why can't I get any camera angles? There we go. Finally. Right, everything's all fixed now. Che is out on the circuit alongside a number of other cars. He makes his way down through turn number 3. And once it gets out on the circuit for the first time today. Of course, as previously mentioned, looking forward to getting this one underway. Hungary, always a chaotic track, always fun to watch. And we'll see who's got the speed as we return to our usual format of just a full qualifying and a half length race. First few cars are on their way through here to start their first flying laps. The first of which is Daniel Aaron in the Ferrari, third in the championship standings. 78 points back from the lead, so a lot of work to be done if we can try and close on his teammate and, of course, the championship leader, Grumio. Off the last corner for Dan, then coming towards the line, starts his first lap, and we'll see what he's got. Down towards turn 1 then, of course, the only DRS zone on the circuit, one of the longest runs to turn 1 of the season. Locking up in that first corner, want to keep the car under control as best you can here. Down towards turn 2, not the left-hander. We've seen plenty of spins here in the past, let's keep an eye out for that over the course of the Grand Prix. Through turn 3, taking quite high speed, going down towards turn 4. The first split is being set as a 26.6. Track limits are obviously a factor at turn 4. Turn 5, I want to try and avoid that grey curve. They're trying to avoid going on that, spinning out potentially. Into chicane, turn 6 and 7. Of course, James famously spinning out here end of last season's race. Through turn 8 and now turn 9. Very technical end to the second sector. End of the second split, it will be a 53.0 for Dan. Because you'll see drivers crash at the exit at turn 11 too. So through 12, up to 13 now. Elevation change plenty on this circuit, so makes its way off of 13 and now up to the same sort of corner again, just to the right for turn 14. Slightly away from this line a little bit there, but on corner exit, getting the car back on the front one, charging towards the line. It'd be a 1 minute 14.3 for Dan, first time around. Dan's got time on the board then. Red J through, 1 at 16.1. And there comes Che towards the line. Che goes faster. 1 minute 13.8. One of the Astons up towards the line now. That will be EJ. EJ making his full-time debut tonight. For the Aston Martin team as Yogalu steps down from full-time racing for the time being. Goes back down to being a reserve. So EJ has the space. Another change for Aston Martin, but EJ has shown he's been capable of pushing himself, perhaps being at point scoring place. So we never know. We could potentially see Aston get some points on the board tonight, try and put some points up on Mercedes. Yellow flag, that's Red J who I think is stopped off at turn number 5. Number of cars going through, and he's just letting them go out of the way. Way through here. Oh, another slide there. I think it's one of the Ferraris that was sort of set on the chicane. That was Che. Pope into 3rd place, of course, last season's winner of this Grand Prix. Alvar 4th. Reggie down to 5th now. EJ down to 6th. Next car through to the line a lap will be Ben as Dan retires from the session early on. Ben towards the line. 1 minute 15.8. It's now for P5 on the board, just behind his teammate by about half a second or so. But in terms of placing, the one behind the other. Imri through to the line. He'll be starting his first flying lap. JB across the line. P5 for the Alpine driver now, separating the two McLarens. Che retired from the session as well. So both Ferraris calling it then after that one lap. Lap clean enough to get them both through to Q2 without too much fuss. And from what I can see here, no reserves on the grid tonight, so I might be a full grid here. looking forward to having all 20 drivers on the track for this one. But of course, a full grid does mean that we'll be losing 5 drivers at the end of this first session. Of course, we'll be able to get a grip fully on who that's going to be until everyone sets a lap on the charts. There's Cott going to turn 1. Cott's sitting in 8th place in the standings right now. Currently 25 points back from 7th place to Cannon. It's got another 12 points to Cott's teammate Websy in P6. And from there, the top 5 after the last round have all broken into the 100-point mark over the season. As Grimir goes 2nd, Imri in 3rd. So good laps in both those 2 cars. I imagine that again that those should be enough to get through to Q2. Websy P5 right now. It's 11 cars set lap times now. Oh! And I've been thrown. Okay, I have to bear with for a second while I sort this out. Okay, we're back. Okay, I think we should have things all sorted now. So we can get things going once more. So, sorry about that. I'm not actually sure what happened, but we are back to running now. Let's see in terms of how much we've missed. So, majority of cars now have times on the board here. Just waiting on Ethan, Landlord, and Cotley's set times. Ethan turns out lap. Landlord is currently out on the circuit, so we should see him coming through to the line in just a minute or two. There is Landlord running board with me to make his way through turn number 8 and now 9. Just back up on the screen here. He's the majority of his ERS on this one, but of course he has already been for a lap on this go. Even going to start its yellow flag. Cot retires. Che still fastest right now. Grimio second, and Imri down and Cot your top 5. Websy in P6, then Pope 7th. PJ, Curtis and Alvar rounds off the top 10. Landlord goes P6, that will move Websy down to 7th, Pope down to 8th, and etc. etc. Obsessed Gamer currently the last driver on the cutoff. So Red J is there. Sorry, Obsessed is there. Last colour cutoff. Below him it's EJ, Ben, Red J, Ethan, and then Cottony. Pope retires from session, calls it there for Q1. PJ coming in there, going into his first session more or less. He's set in P9 right now. Red J on his next lap, making his way down towards turn 2. We'll see how much he improves in this first sector if he does improve. Let's run board them now. Improved by a 10th here. He needs a bit more than a 10th. He needs about half a second, or so about 5-6 tenths. Into our sector now. Red J coming towards it. Oh, he's lost that 10th now. And that could be a concern. Perhaps might be looking at improvements here to make his way through the last turn 14. And up towards the line. We'll see how he's got left. 5 minutes to go in the session. Improves it by just about 10th and a half. But stays in P19 though. Slowest time on the board right now. The last driver because the set time is Cottony Goblin. With Landlord's lap, that now moves JB onto the cutoff and Obsessed below the line. So works to do for both Mercedes cars if we want to get at least one of them into Q2. EJ's on that lap, so we'll see if he tries to make some improvements in his Aston Martin next time round. Last corner then towards the line, we'll see what Eda's got. Turn 3. Not a lot of cars on the circuit right now. EJ improving by about 1/5 of a tenth, 200th at the minute. Red James pit lane there, ending his run for now. JB is in the last corner. He's 3.5 tenths up as he emerges from turn 14 towards the line. Move up to P10 and now move AT onto the cutoff. AT's on a lap right now, but he's not improving the minute. He needs a bit more. He's only 6 thousandths in front of 10th Cannon right now. But over a tenth faster than Obsessed. So he doesn't need much improvement, so he's backed off. There's a very slow exit from the last corner, not quite sure what happened to AT, but he's going again. We'll see what he's got this time round. He pulls Doe over to the right hand side of the track, and then goes up towards turn 1. No clue what he's doing. As in I've got no clue what he's doing. None of the top 10 now retired. The only driver who has not retired is PJ's in the pit lane. So that leaves half the grid here still looking to go out on the racetrack. So one more time. And there goes PJ. So it's just the guys in the bottom 10 right now who are looking to push for a lap to get themselves into Q2. Dan is saying oops. I'm not quite sure what he's done. Oh, 10th a bit of slide there. She's just getting her tires warmed up, but I wasn't sure if she was sliding off or. I think perhaps too many of those weaves. But a lot of tires, they're locking up a lot as she comes through the last couple of corners here to start what will likely be her first, her last, if not second to last lap. Go down towards turn 1 now. The lap gets underway. Both McLarens out in the circuit. Alvar's in P14, but Ben is below the cut line. 1 minute 15.8 is best effort. He's just gone back on the racetrack. So both on the right laps. AT down towards turn 1. The start of the lap did not help him, but one perhaps if he was charging up some slightly more ERS. Curtis retires. He's there in P11 right now. And only about 4 tenths in front of the cutoff. So I wouldn't say he's entirely safe as of right now. There's still plenty of time for things to change. Obsessed up to P14. That's changed. Good lap there. 1 minute 15.3. Put Obsessed above Alvar and 10th. So I'll move 10th down to the bottom 5 now. It's just 4 tenths up. They're leaving sector 1. And gone towards the end of sector 2 now. The exit at turn 11. She got lined up. Oh, she was 6 tenths up now. And this could push up to inside the top 10 towards the end of this session. Just over a minute to go. Red J's on his out lap. I think he'll make it just in time. I should think. 10th will die though. And that is 8th place. So up by half a second. 1 minute 14.8 puts her up onto the board in the top 10. Courtney Goblin on a lap, her teammate. 54.0 in his second sector, sorry. What's he got lined up for sector 3? So he'll already get 1 good lap in. So last corner then for Courtney Goblin. And over the line, P18. And let's see something line up on this last lap. I wonder if it could be seen going to go out. Here comes the two Mercedes cars towards the line. Brett J starting his last lap. He got there in time. Obsessed is there in P15 right now. He's the last car. And right now only 11 thousandths above the line. There goes Alvar though, taking that. And now EJ's the last car on the cut-off. Obsessed is going to need a big lap here to get himself into Q2. And that's counting on the fact that in terms of Mercedes, they'll be hoping that no one else behind him improves. Red J was a 10th up on his last effort, but coming through now. He's at almost 2 tenths up this time round. Not enough as of yet. He's still got some work to do. He needs to gain about 6 or 7 tenths. Perhaps even 8. Che top in the session with that first lap. 1 minute 30.8, his best effort. 2 cars and 113s, those being Che and Grimio's. Come to Q2 and Q3, those 2 lap times will be like gold dust. It's just the 2 Mercedes cars coming to the line, and Alvar, I think it's already set his lap. Courtney Goblin's on his way through. I'm not sure if he's also pushing it for 1 more lap. I think he is. And up towards the line, can he make enough of an improvement here? Doesn't improve, down by a 10th. Obsession to the pit lane then, it's down to Red J, who's 6 tenths up, this could be it. P17 for Red J. Improvement, big improvements there. But in the end, I'm feeling about a 10th and a half shy. So Obsessed, Red J, AT, Ben, and Courtney Goblin will all go out. Alvar moves on. 10th, Ethan and EJ all advance, along with Che, Grumio, Imri, Dan, Cot, Landlord, Websy, Pope, PJ, JB, and Curtis. Those guys also advance alongside Alvar, 10th, Ethan, and EJ. Disappointing for the McLaren of Ben, of course, it's been fantastic in qualifying across the season. Honestly, it feels like every driver at some stage has some sort of Q1 elimination for whatever reason or another. So we'll see if he can bounce back in the race. It'll be an interesting watch to watch him, I imagine, come back to the field to try and fight for the points paying place alongside Alvar, because we know he's got the pace for it. Just waiting now on Alvar's car to get sent into the garage, and that will do us here. And there it is. So Chase tops the session then from Grumio, then Emery in 3rd, Dan 4th, Cotton 5th, Landlord 6th, Alvar, Websy, 10th Cannon and Pope round up the top 10. Then it's PJ in the Sauber, JB in the Alpine, Curtis in the other Alpine, EJ, Ethan in the other Sauber, and EJ rounds out the top 15, and then Obsessed, Red J, AT, Ben, and Courtney Goblin all will not advance. We go now. Time for Q2, and things should get a lot more entertaining here as the remaining 15 drivers fight for their right to race into Q3. And honestly, a circuit like Hungary is anyone's game from here. Have to wait and see who's got the speed to get through. And we're just waiting now on our first cars to take the track. One of the Ferraris merging, both Ferraris onto the track. Got a few cars out first here. Webbs will lead them out. So going down towards turn 2 then. And Shea right in behind. I think the pit lane camera is working way too far away from the actual pit lane itself, because it doesn't change until Cock gets to about turn 2. So that's another one to add to the list of glitches we found while broadcasting RDR races. So thank you F124 for giving us another little feature to run during our streams as we find these glitches. And hopefully F125 will be a lot better on that front. But Webbsy is the first car through, and we'll see him go through and set his first lap time. One of the Ferraris backing off, that will be Dan. We'll keep an eye on Webbsy here. Webbsy starts his first lap going down towards turn 1. Let's round them all with him. Into the first corner, braking between 100 and the 50 metre boards. Be careful on corner exit, so I'm slide a little bit. Struggling to keep the car under control. Using that curve a bit before going down towards turn 2, down the hill now. A little slide there, and that could cost me 10 or so across the entire sector. We'll see whereabouts he emerges as he turns the time. We're 26.8. Into turn 5. Lucky to avoid the sausage curb on corner exit. Yellow flag. That's EJ spun the car. Spun the car and lost his front wing. Or lost part of it. He's lost an end plate. That is concerning. Avoids fortunately hitting the DRS bollard. And we'll continue on, but I imagine we'll have to pit. Webb's 53.4 in a second sector. He's into the last couple of corners now. And last corner then. Towards the line, the 1 minute 14.9 for Webbsy. Lando goes second, Che goes fastest, Imrie, a number of cars in one after the other here. Che fastest, then Imrie, Dan, Webbsy, and Lando draw top 5. Here comes Grumio though, last couple of corners for him. Grumio towards the line. We're at 14.5, 3 cents down on chase time, and crucially down his effort in Q1. So some work to be done, but I imagine he's probably on a set of worn soft tyres. Tyres he probably did around Q1 on. And we know that after a while these guys make the change over to their sets of softs reserved for this session. So 7 cars on go through set lap times. Ethan starts for his next one. Alvar invalidates his first lap. JB starting his lap. 10th Cannon are currently going through towards turn 7 8. .5. And the last couple of corners now to complete the lap. We'll see where about he stacks up. P8 then for 10th. And some work to do here. 1 minute 16.4. Ethan's coming through. Let's see what he's got in the Sauber. Last corner. And we'll see what he ends up with. 1 minute 15.2 dead. That's enough for P8 on the board. Perhaps in a bit of trouble here. Poke over the line, side his lap. Wide Dev Pope, that'll be a lap invalidated. Not a good start. And work, as is the case of a few drivers, work to be done. We'll keep an eye on these guys, they make their way through. And continue on with Q2. 11 cars put times on the board here, waiting on Curtis, EJ, Pope, and PJ. Try to say that 5 times fast. EJ backing off here. Trying to back up some ERS. And get moving in. Well, PJ's gone second fastest there. What a lap from the Sauber. 1 minute 14.327. Very good stuff. Of course, PJ, most recently taking pole position in China of last season. Of course, had many strong qualifying runs since, but that was the one that stands out to me. Sauber currently sitting in 7th place in the constructors, sorry. PJ P9 the drivers, 50 points for the season so far. Just past the halfway stage, of course. Silverstone, the end of Silverstone marked round 12 of the 24 makes this campaign. And including tonight, we've got several entertaining races coming up over the course of March. So, of course, tonight's race on the 17th, we'll be having the Belgian Grand Prix. The 24th, we'll be looking at Zandvoort. And on the 31st of March, we'll be looking at the next 100% race on the calendar, and that will be Monza, the Temple of Speed. So it should be a very entertaining affair and a very exciting month of racing coming up over the course of March, and we'll see in that time if anyone can close in on Grumio's rather hefty points lead now, sitting pretty on a 235 points. Closest competitor it being Che, who is 48 back. Che and Grumio both in the pit lane at this point. Landlord is out in the circuit, of course Landlord being here for qualifying this week, as he has been for the last couple of weeks. Towards the line then to start his next lap. So this could be a lap on the fresh soft tires we'll see from Landlord here. EJ's the validator, but Pope comes for the last couple of quarters out, defending winner of this race. Of course, claimed a 1-2 for Mercedes that day alongside teammate Imrie. And Imrie, of course, claimed the previous season's victory. Pope fastest then, 1 minute 14.209. As I'm saying this, the two Haas cars come through. I think they must have heard me. But the defending winners of this race in terms of teammate pairings, crossing the line, go first and second. Imrie is fastest as of right now. Yellow flag for the Williams in sector 1. That'll be one of the cars coming out onto the racetrack. So Landlord P10 right now, and not particularly in the catbird seat as it stands. He's got some work to do on this. Like, hopefully we'll see him improve his time. 14.3, that puts him into 4th place, so that puts JB below the elimination line, puts Webbsy right on the cut there in P10. Of course, as was the case with the last session, we'll lose the bottom 5 drivers at the end of Q2, which will be coming fast in just about 5.5 minutes time. So we'll lose we'll lose those 5 cars in about 5-6 minutes. In terms of who, though, we won't know who it is until that checkered flag falls. Yellow flag, that's one of the Haas cars. That'll be Pope going into the pit lane. Ethan on lap. Both Williams cars on their laps right now. Webbsy up in the first sector, but he's validated there. Now bring back that into his lap. Cock made big improvements last time around. We'll see what comes through to do this time. As he makes way up towards turn number 4. Up by a quarter of a second. And that will put him around sort of Grumio and Dan. As it stands, but work still to be done. As it stands, only moving up one spot right now. Let's see what we can do. Improving by 6/10 now, 6.5 Dan goes fast, it's 1:13.8 over the line. Good lap from Dan there. That'll go Ferrari, Haas, Ferrari. Then the RB of Lando in 5th. Grumio currently in 8th place, but on our lap. Caught towards the line. Goes to 2nd. 1:13.9. So the second car to get 1:13 today in Q2. And the third driver to do it across both sessions. Here comes EJ on his out lap on its way through. Starting his next run. But not long now left to go. In retiring there, likely safe in Q3. The Downs need everyone to go into the 113s. Everyone's get knocked out. Bit wide there, often the grass bit out at turn 7 for EJ, but keeping the car under wraps. So wide again at turn 9, but not out of track limits. Just keeps it moving. Passes it out of turn 11 now. 53.7 on the board. Dan retiring. Top of the timesheets as of right now. Into turn 12 for EJ. Not long left to go now. So yeah, want that time on the board to get everyone, all 15 cars, to have set up out of lap in this session. 2.5 minutes still to come. Yellow flag in second sector. EJ towards the line. EJ into P13. Not a massive improvement. Still needs about 4-5 Speaking of temps, she's down there in the bottom 5. P15 as of right now as a result at 1:16.4. The first lap she set. And putting her under pressure as it stands. Grumio fastest there, 1:13.6. Fantastic lap there from Grumio. Yellow flag being caused by Alvar there in the last sector. EJ retires, and that put EJ out of the session. So the first of our 5 eliminated cars is confirmed, and it will be EJ and Aston Martin, who will be P13 at best. So kind of starting the next lap. What could be one of our last laps here. Six tenths up. Pope retires, but 10th time right now, look at about projecting 15.8 if I had to guess. The track has ramped up now. So we'll see what sort of improvements 10th can make. Che fastest there, 1:13.555. 10th 1.3 up now. And that will put her right now, it's just into the top 10 potentially. It's a bit more than this last sector. One more corner. And even then, not sure if that'll be enough for the end of the session. But sent towards the line. P11 on the board. And needed exactly a 10th more to topple JB. 30 seconds left. Lando retires, I think 10th. That might be it for her. Could be P11 on the board here. JB retiring there, but he's right, of course right on the mark in P10. If someone else tops his time, that'd be game over for her. And Alvar's got a problem. Off at turn 1. I'm not quite sure what's happened there, but it looks like Alvar will more or less be out qualifying from here. There's the checkered flag. Che is still on a lap here. He's not improving his time. He's 10 seconds down. Back in the pit lane. So top Q2 then. Good lap. PJ and P8 likely safe unless all three cars yet to cross the line improve. And he doesn't, obviously. PJ in the pit lane. He able to send the cannon towards the line. No improvements because he's out qualifying. Websy and Alvar. Websy's a quarter of a second up, but needs more than that. He needs another tenth or two to get himself into the top 10 once more. And fighting for replacing Q3 is Websy. Alvar, no win on that car. Out qualifying too, so come down to what Websy can do. Last corner then. Towards the line. P10! And that'll knock JB out of the last. Very, very close there. JB is eliminated. 10th Cannon is also out. And Ethan, Alvar and EJ. An exciting end to qualifying two there. As Websy just squeezes in. I say just, he's close to courtesy to JB. Alvar then brought into the pit lane. And that will do it for Q2. I'm unsure what happened to Alvar at turn 1. So we've lost another 5 drivers then. And the end of it is Che going through, Grumio in second, and Dan takes away the last spot in the top 3. Caught in 4th and in rounds at the top 5. Hope, Landlord, PJ, Curtis and Websy will all go through and fight for pole position in Q3. 4 teams getting both their cars in the session. Those teams being Ferrari, RB, Williams and Haas. Sauber and Alpine just with the 1. As JB, 10th, Ethan, Alvar and EJ all find their qualifying ends in Q2. But it's time now for the fight for pole position to truly begin. It's time now to head on to Q3. Time for Q3 then, and it's time for the race for pole position to get underway. 10 more cars left in the session, we'll go over them again. So Koch, Curtis, Grumio, Websy, Landlord, Pope, Che, Imri, Dan and PJ will all fight for pole position and a place in the top 10 in terms of starting order about to be determined. Imri's the first car on the racetrack. Here we go then. 6 cars immediately out to the circuit. That's 7. Koch, Grumio and Websy all staying in the pit lane right now, but Imri leading the cars out. Of course, 2 seasons on now from Imri's first victory, which came at in the audio at the Hungary ring. He's taken 1 more victory since. That was Qatar later on in the season. In terms of a favourite pole here, really not sure who it could be. I imagine Grumio would be the likely choice for a number of drivers in terms of who to take, in terms of pick for pole position. But it could be anyone, given how close it's been. And Grumio hasn't really topped the session all day, really. He's been up there, and we've seen him in the past pull out laps to get himself to the line in Q3, but you never know. But Imri starts his first lap of the final session of the day. Down towards turn 2. 26.6 his first sector. Starts off. For the second sector now, going towards turn 10 and now 11. Coming off the corner. 52.7, that's a good start. That's a very good second sector. We'll see what he's got in this last one. Both Ferraris coming through next, and it'll be the Sauber of PJ, the Alpine of... What? Sorry, is that the Alpine? I think it is. The Alpine of Curtis, and then behind him, one of the RBs. So Imrie first off the line, 1:13.8, good start. Can he match that? Dan of the line goes second fastest, whereas Che, 1:14 for Dan, Che towards the line. 1:13.9 for Che. 1:14.557 for PJ. 1:14.0 for Curtis. These guys are getting faster and faster in terms of mid-pack. Landlord P4, 1:14.2. So we'll stop cars here. It's Curtis. Obviously, let's move over for the cars coming through. Cott onto the racetrack now. His first lap about to get underway. Webley is also on the circuit. He's there out of turn 1. And Grumio fastest, 1:13.4. And all of a sudden, things made it a lot more difficult for the chasing pack. So Grumio on pole now then. Imrie second, Che third, Curtis then fourth. Lando rounds out the top 5. PJ, Dan, 2 cars 6 times on 1:14.5s each. And Cott, Webbsy and Pope, all yet set laps, but all on out laps. So we should be getting times on those guys through in a matter of minutes. 7.5 to go. So it'll be time for another run, obviously. Cott starts his first lap of the session. Pope inches behind, and Webbsy is going through turn 14 now. Of course, Williams have been starting to pick up in recent weeks. They found a second gear in terms of form, and actually closing on Haas in the Constructors' Championship. Of course, had a rough couple of weeks. Of course, Pope in particular struggled and is looking forward to coming back to his stomping ground, a place where he's won 2 or 3 times over the course of his ideal career. One of which came, in terms of the ones I've seen, his first one came in season 12, and the most recent one came just last season in season 17. And that, to date, was his last win, to my memory. Of course, came close in Monaco just about a month ago at this point. Of course, has been dealing with issues in his Fanatec for the last couple of weeks. The last corner then for Cott. Up towards the line. We'll see what sort of time he puts up on the wall for. 1:13.7. And that's like we've seen before, Grumio and Cott together on the front row. Then on the front as it stands. Pope went P4, Webbsy was P10. So a tale of 2 different fortunes for the Williams cars, and Pope slotting in together with his teammate Imrie on row 2. Those two separated by just under 200ths. Chandler's that lap. P5 right now. And he's got about half a second or so in order to get himself up towards Grumio's pole. Last corner for Sheridan to begin his last, well, could be his last lap of the session here, but it's still 5 minutes to go. So we can see another run after that potentially. Perhaps going for a lap when the track is slightly quieter. See him really throwing the car then to turn 5. Keeping it nice and under control. There's Dan on lap 2. He's coming through the last couple corners now. He's P9 right now, 1:14.5, well off his pace. How much does he improve finally? Emerges from turn 14 this time, 1:13.6. Enough for P2 then. And closing in at that little bit on Grimio's advantage. Can Che do the same? He can't. Che pitting this time. Yes, he is. I think we'll see him go for one more run. He's giving himself enough time to change onto another set of tyres. So 3 minutes to go then. Just a few drivers out on track. Lando and PJ on out laps. Dan coming in, I should imagine. And we'll see everyone start to emerge here. Because one of the Haas cars on the racetrack, that will be Imri. P4 right now. And about 4/10 off provisional pole. But things aren't over just yet. We should start to see a train emerging here. Someone's out lap now. Purple first second for Landor, 26.4. He's in 8th place right now, looking to improve. Trying to put himself up there along his teammate. I can't remember the last time Grimio and Landor locked out the front row of the race. But I'm sure that they're welcome it happening again. Of course, we've seen Grimio crash here late on in qualifying in the past. Three and a half tenths up for Landlord now. So what can Landlord do for a kick contract from here towards the line? 1:13.8, 1:13 become a bit more common now. Top 7 will have them. Minute and a half to go. Everyone save for Grimio and Websy. It was just Grimio now. Is everyone coming out there? Yes, Grimio's out too. He's coming out the racetrack and we have just enough time to go for a lap. Of course, he doesn't need to right now technically, but he's going to go for it regardless. As I imagine it's done, having completed that lap. A minute to go now in Q3 to cap off this qualifying session. Imri invalidating here. He's got full back to go for one more lap. Podium P6, the two Haas cars sharing the third row as it stands right now. Landlord into the pit lane here. I think qualifying's over for him. P4 at best. Cott's going through turns 2 and 3. One of the Ferraris towards the line. That'll be Dan to start his last lap. Just in behind too. Last few seconds here. Across the line. Check a flag, should fall in just a matter of moments here. There it is. It's the moment of truth then. Who's got what? Around goes Pope there. Front wing lost on that car. No front wing on Curtis's car either. Some mass loss to front wings as PJ enters the pit lane there, so no lap for him. Curtis going to stay out. Sorry, Curtis going to also pit. Here comes Cott through. He's 2 tenths up at the end of the second sector. As he got up for last sector towards the line, Cott goes fastest. 1:13.417. Grimio's improving by a little bit, but not enough as of right now. That's his first sector, though. We could see a big improvement in sector 2. Dan 10.5 up. Where is Che? Che over the line. Che fastest now. Che 1:13.2 across the line. And Grimio down in 3rd place. I didn't see his sector 2 time. I saw a purple line though, so it could be. So I imagine he's gonna be up front. This could be 1 minute 12 potentially from Grimio if we're not careful. Dan stays P4. Imri P6. Pope 7th. Grimio towards the line. Can he improve? Go pole. 1:13.186. And that will be the pole time. Grimio fastest then from Che, Cott, Dan and Landlord. Imri, Pope, Websy, Curtis and PJ round out the top 10. And that changed hands several times over the course of the last minute, past the second flag. But that will do it then for qualifying. So look at the top 10 one more time. Grimio will start on pole, he'll lead Che towards turn 1. Cott lines up 3rd with a potential to try and cause chaos at the start. Dan 4th, Landlord in 5th. It's Imri, Pope, Websy, Curtis and PJ in the top 10. So that's qualifying. I'll be back in the minutes 2 to start the race. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and a fascinating race in the making here at the Hungaroring. Welcome back for the start of the season 18 Hungarian Grand Prix, round 13 of the championship, which should be an absolutely entertaining affair, as it always is around here, Celtic Circuit in Hungary. The track itself, of course, the graphic design topped down by our very own JB, of course, designed to mimic the style of F1 television in the 2000s. But yeah, described in the past by many former F1 drivers as Monaco, but without the barriers, which could lead to a very, very interesting affair. As you know, I've said it so many times already. I mean, I'm just waiting now for the formation lap to get underway. And to my mind, if I read this correctly, we're using the immersive formation lap there. I think the tyre bugs have been fixed, which is always a big ask considering nowadays. But we'll have a look here and see if things go all okay as the get underway. It is immersive formation laps. Here we go then to get this one underway. So we'll start them from the back of the grid in terms of who's starting where. So Cockney Goblin dead last on the back row. He's got Ben alongside him there in P19. Off day in terms of qualifying for the McLaren driver. We want to try and fight back some points in the race. Early disqualification for 10th Cannon and JB. Ben up on the back of the grid there. AT starts in P18 and can try and score his first points for Aston Martin. And Reg alongside him on row 9. Again, Reg also looking for his first point of the campaign. Obsessed has 1 point and 4 points another here. P16 for the start of this one. And EJ on his first race full time for Aston Martin lines up in P15. Excuse me. Alvar P14, 2 points back from his teammate in the standings going into today. Those two combined for 18 points for McLaren. There's Ethan P13, only 3 points in front of Alvar in the standings in P13 in the standings and in today's starting order. 10th Cannon starts top, JB 11. Those two just outside the top 10 in qualifying. As PJ starts from 10th and Curtis in 9th. 8th place Websy. 7th starts from 7th with Touch Me Poke, defending winner of this race. Imri followed them home second last season. He lines up 6th today. Landlord starts in the top 5. There's Dan in P4, 78 points off the championship leader. Cott in P3, looking to try and score his first win of the campaign. Che lines up 2nd place in the front row. 48 points off of the pole sitter and championship leader Grumio. What has happened on the start here? Between 10th and JB, because JB looks awfully out of place there. He's practically sideways. I can't imagine what would happen contact-wise between those two. But regardless, the last few cars are coming around to take their place to the back of the grid. Curtis has gone too far forward in his grid box, so likely is suffering the consequences of that. One more time to see if I can get my controller to work. As the last few cars take their spots then on the grid. And here we go. The lights coming on then for the 13th race of the season here in Hungary. Lights out, foot to the floor, and we are underway. Good start there from Grumio. Got Che over there, going towards turn 1. It looks like Che had the better start towards the first corner. He's on the inside, going towards that first corner there. Dead even, the two championship leaders. Che on the inside, looking to try to lead at turn 1. He's in front by half a car length as they emerge in the first corner. Go down towards turn 2 though. Grumio the better run, going towards the left hand. He's got the inside line for this corner. 3 wide in the back as a few cars going for P13 there. Grumio to the inside, still holding the lead, but side by side with Che as they run through turn 3 there. And very entertaining stuff. These two side by side. This is scintillating racing up towards turn 4. Someone's got to give. Grumio takes the lead. Grumio in the lead then from Che, then Cott, Dan, Imri, and Landor fighting for P5 on exit of turn number 5. Towards 6, Landor is in front. Websy then Pope. Oh, car off! JB goes flying off the circuit there. What happened to the Alpine? Virtual safety car has been deployed. And loss of front wing there for JB, who now has it all to do in this Grand Prix. No close what happened. Actually happened. It was in mid pack. So Grumio then leads from the first lap. Of course, he was side by side with Che for a good portion of that first sector. We've actually the entire first sector. As Landlord early into the pit lane here. Amount of damage. Essentially from that little squabble with Imri. See what he does here. What's the game plan for Landlord to come to the pit lane for the first time? And green flag goes back out. DRS is enabled. Hard tyres on then for Landlord. And Grumio now left to fend off Che and Cott and Dan. They're going on a 4-car train. Imri P5 now outright. And Websy and Pope. Curtis and PJ side by side here. Curtis has the edge over PJ for 8th place. They go towards turn 4. And Alvar right behind those guys. The last car in the points paying place as a result of Landor making that stop. JB down the order. What's going on there? The Alpines changed that front wing. It's back onto the racetrack. Hard tyres on that car. I'll go racing again. So Chatham looks probably just trying for an opportunity on the main straight. Trying to get around Grumio. Of course, this will bring the championship up at the standings up to 56 points in the standings, just over 2 race wins. And Che was looking for the win last time out at Silverstone, but Ian Grumio beat him late on. Off the final corner then, Grumio leads the way. But Che will have DRS for the first time going towards turn 1. Pope fastest lap. Che following in the wake of Grumio going to the outside of the racetrack. Grumio on the better line going into turn 2. Sorry, there's 2 DRS zones on the circuit, forgive me. There's one going down towards turn 2 as well. Without a good run through turn 1, it's difficult to make a move through there unless your opponent makes a mistake. Grumio will make life very difficult for Che as they come off turn 3. 7-car breakaway here. Behind them, it's still side by side between PJ and Curtis in the race for the 8th spot. PJ now in front. And Ken there in P13. It's Red J in 14th right now. Ben, Obsessed, AT, Cottony and Landlord took best Jordan. JB obviously 20 seconds back from those guys with that making an early stop. Back up front then, it's still Grumio in control. Che looking around here trying to find something open if he can. On the run down towards turn 12. Couldn't quite do it this time, man. He'll have DRS this time. Perhaps will Grumio see the move coming, perhaps defend the inside once more. He'll know that'll be the place to go. But surely he can't hold Che there forever. Che needs to get there first. DRS deployed again. Any change of places here. Grumio fastest lap, Imri fastest lap. Che on the outside again, this time in front, briefly into the braking zone. They're still side by side, bit of contact there going through turn 1. Grumio pulling away the lead once more, but Che still alongside him though. Che on the inside going down towards turn 3, and Grumio's got to give him the room there. Che making the pass, can he look at stick off of turn 2 and towards 3? He can't quite do it. Contact! Both cars holding their own here, scintillating racing, but Che finally emerges in front. Good fight there from Che. And he will take the lead away for the first time on lap number 4. Peter still leading Curtis, who leads Alvar. EJ and Ethan in 10th to join this train now. Red J leading the remainder of the cars there. Trouble with the Aston Martins thus far. EJ 1 place away from the points right now. Aston Martin have scored a fair few races here. Alvar passing Curtis now. But a second back from PJ. And we'll see if Grumio can get a run potentially on Che again. But Che's bolted. He's checked out by half a second, which could open Grumio up to Che. Sorry, to Cott, apologies, if he doesn't get a good enough exit. Che fastest lap, and Cott is closing, but so is Grumio. Cott won't go for the move. It's all single file, so Che had enough of an advantage to avoid a move being made. Look at the exit he gets off turn 1. Scrap from the back though. Side by side between Red J and Ben off of turn 1. Contact there between the two of them. Into turn 2 now. Ben around the outside. Takes that place away. So Che leads by half a second now. Grumio second, Cott third. Let's have a look at position change this early on in the Grand Prix. So the drivers actually getting the most spots. There's 3 of them right now. All game 5. Alvar and EJ both in the points paying places now, and Ben started for P19. He's up to P14 now. And Lando of course just dropped 14 places thanks to his early pit stop under the virtual safety car, and JB is down 9. Aside from that, 10th Cannon has lost 1, Curtis has lost 2, and Grumio has lost 1 as well. But can he try and get it back though? Not this time, because he's about 7 tenths back from Che to begin lap 6. No chances to avoid just yet. Perhaps he knows later on in the Grand Prix. Top 7 cars continue to break away, being led by Che and being bookended by Hope, in fact, of course, the defending winner of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Looking to add another one of those victories to his collection today. He's got a solid advantage here. I've noticed this. He seems to get himself enough a lead to avoid potentially losing out via DRS. But from here, you can't make a mistake in this last sector, otherwise Grimmy will close right back in, and that fight will resume again. And likely, Grimmy will take that place. The DRS is a lot stronger on these high downforce circuits. DRS a lot more effective on this sort of circuit than any other. We're to lap 7 now then. Ethan passing Curtis. With Alvar and EJ have made those moves. Ethan on the inside though, going out turn 1. But lives though, and Curtis still alongside him as they go towards 3, 2. Curtis on the inside, making the move stick. So P11 now for Curtis, 1.5 seconds up front to EJ. He's looking for his first career points in RDL. Goes wide there out of turn 4. And be careful in terms of track limit penalties. You haven't seen one so far yet, but plenty of time for that to happen. We've got just under 30 laps still to go in this thing. Of course, we'll start to wonder in terms of how long tyres will last, that sort of thing, in that first stint. And then from there, we'll figure things out. Looking likely to be a one-stop in this race. As they come through, it's still Che. But this time, perhaps not as far out front as he was previously, which means Grumio could try and come back at him. Wobble wobble there from turn number 14, poking the pit lane here. Grumio going for the move here. Grumio on the inside. I'll take the lead, but goes deep there at turn 1. Lose that's Che, might lose that's Cot too. Cot on the outside towards turn 2 now. Can he take the place? Close to contact. And Cot forcing Grumio wide there. Out turn 3. Cot forced back out. Under pressure now from both Dan and from Imri. Dan's on the tail of both cars. Cot gets around Grumio now. So Grumio down in 3rd place, losing 9 points on his championship rival Che. And this allowed Che to open his lead up to 1.2 seconds, 1.3 seconds. As he hunts another victory this season. We're in the pit lane here. So both Haas cars have made their stops early. What's the game plan for them here? Pope's down in P19, obviously, at the tail end of the train. Behind Cotton Goblin and Landlord. So what's the plan for Imri then? Hard time's going on. Clean stop, and he's away. So re-emerge in turn 1 then. JB currently dead last, I think, perhaps hoping for a safety car or a swing that will get him back in this race. It's been a struggle so far. Seven tenths, almost 8 tenths now. Grumio has over Cot and got 2nd place back. EJ, first penalty of the night. As Dan keeps Cot busy. Slide there, 2 slides. And time lost. Che in the pit lane. In them for the first stop of this race for Ferrari. Che's away. We'll see whereabouts he rejoins. If he rejoins behind Landlord potentially. He will. So Che, we lost a bit of time there. He was stuck behind Landlord, who was about P4, P5 in that train. With Curtis past his bend, those two side by side through turn 3.
Look at them side by side there towards turn 5. Close to contact again. They're banging tyres through turn 5. Up towards 6. Someone's got to seed. Lock up from both of them. Oh, contact! And Benton's both cars to the circuit. Holds on to the place. Red J behind him. P11 gets a penalty. And Tep can there and P12 looking to try and counter. She can. Ben in P8 now builds 6 tenths. And Grumio now coming in. So early stops onto hard tyres here. Of course, these guys are no strangers to late safety cars around the circuit such as this one, so you never know. We could see a need for soft tyres later on this Grand Prix. Curtis joining Grumio in the pits. Pope and Emery fastest laps on the board there. And Grumio will rejoin behind both those two cars. Che in front of... Che emerged behind Lando, but it's fighting in position now. That's a P12. Right, tap there. Step up again. Pope and Emery look to try and break into this fight. Grumio behind both cars now, so lost a lot of time. Just Dan, Cotton, Websey in that lead train yet to stop. Che passing AT, Landlord going for it now too. Oh! A bit of lag there from Pope, almost losing the car. Emery was to his inside. And Landlord goes around the outside of Emery now. Oh, Grumio, contact! Several cars around, and down goes Pope! And takes Emery with him too. What just happened to the two Haas cars there? Pope recovers it, gets going. I think we just got turned. Hot tyres there. We definitely saw something coming off the car. EJ in, hard tyres going on. Grumio's got damage, I'm not quite sure. He has got damage, he's lost an end plate. We'll see, it'll likely keep going if we know Grumio, but... Pope retires. Calling in the pits, and that'll do it for him. Very unfortunate. Chase side by side with Landlord there. Both of them being forced off the racetrack there. And things getting very, very elbows out in the midfield here. I'm being told the game lagged and he had a problem with his wheel both in one go. Unfortunate for the former champion. Still yellow in the first sector for Pope's AI. Dan comes in for his first stop of the day. Dan then looks to re-emerge from the pit lane. He'll come up behind all of the cars he was chasing. Emery with work to do now. Oh, Ramos Landlord! And luckily gets out of the way just in time to avoid any sort of drama with both Dan and Emery behind him. That could have been close. Dan almost goes and whacks his wing off behind Landlord. It goes wide. Emery might take advantage of that going through 3. So on the outside looking in. Emery time penalty there for multiple warnings. And I've been matched from the last straw there. So this stage, Grumio's actually done the best here because he's managed to put out a bit of advantage by avoiding all that chaos, despite having that end plate damage on his car. He's giving Red Jet trouble now as they run down towards turn 12. Trying the inside there, locking up a bit. Keeping the car on the racetrack. PJ in the pit lane, both Cotton and Webby staying out right now. Grumio says out, so he'll race for that broken end plate. Che passing PJ and Ethan. 2 Williams cars and staying on those medium tyres to get as long as they can out of them. And comes Cotton into the pit lane now. So imagine we'll see the change now being made for Cotton to set hard tyres. Cap's getting to the end of the Grand Prix from here. And away he goes. Shea fastest laps. Che's got some pace in him still. On the outside, going towards turn 1 outside of Ben. Oh, sliding there. And a lot of drivers struggling in terms of grip here since these first stops come to play. Che emerges now 2 seconds behind Grumio with work to do. Try and close him down.
Down net P3 right now. The Imri in 4th, Flannel 5th. Cut right behind him.
EJ passing PJ now. Those two going out of position now. No, that's number 12. And they've got Red J right in front of them. Red J puts on a penalty, as does EJ. So PJ will get those places back most likely. As Cotton Group down contact! And these guys are getting very racy indeed in the mid-pack right now. As Alvar pits and moves Grumio into 2nd and Che into 3rd. And Che is swiftly closing the gap as they're going towards turn 1. Yellow flag, last sector. Not question who that's for. Can't in the pit lane though. That'd be Red J in the pits. And I must say, I'm really not sure where everyone will be in terms of strategy in this thing. We've got a number of drivers yet to pit in this race. See Websy, Ben, 18, Cottony, all yet to stop. And everyone else has stopped sort of different times in this thing. Webb's with a 9-second lead right now though. Holding on to it. I think he'd be open for a safety car, something like that, to try and put himself in fresh tyres and go after the race win. Of course, hasn't won since he took victory for Sauber last season in Miami. Grumio showed no sign of struggle with that end plate though, but then gradually losing a bit of time as things continue on to Che. Che's 1.1, 1.2 back. Imri passing both Ben. Ow! Number of cars there. And again, Dan and Cott and Lando. These are all together now. What is going on with these 3 cars? Of the contact, further contact. These guys will not leave each other alone. Lando gets around the pair though, but they've got DRS towards that first corner. Where get the way? Towards turn 1. Lock up there. And Cott looks to be winning out. He will win out. And does Dan try to move into 3. Down the inside maybe. Lock up from Cott. Very aggressive fighting here. Che up front fights so back into DRS range. Imri set in 3rd. He's about 2 seconds clear of Cott right now. Grumio continues to lead here. Kurtz gets a time penalty here for multiple warnings. That's the 4th driver to receive, sorry, 5th one to receive tonight. Yellow flag. That's one of the rebels around. It is 10th Cannon. We spell onto the grass at turn number 5. And the exit turn 5 going towards 6. And there she's merging back onto the racetrack again. Any damage to that car? It looks all okay. It's just a spin, so she'll continue. Halfway through this thing now, and Che and Grumio, one behind the other now. Half a second separating them. Che with DRS going down towards turn 1. Clock passes up there. He's still sitting in 4th place and is about a second off Imri as it stands. Won't get DRS this time. Ben on onto the grass like there, and those hard tyres starting to run out a bit. Trying the ultimate strategy, see if it'll work at all. Down penalty 2 now. That's 7 drivers in this race. Down over the curb there at turn number 7. Down on tail of Ben now to the inside, going towards turn 12. Ben backing out of it. Landlord now right behind them both. PJ not too far from Websy right now in 9th place. AT currently in the points, but obviously yet to pit. And I thought for a second he was going to there, but won't do it just yet. Alvar on the inside of Curtis off of turn 14. EJ's coming behind both cars. Websy passing Landlord. Those two guys side by side towards the first corner. The DRS train galore here as Curtis pulls to the inside. Alvar, I thought for a second he was showing 3 wide, but not to be. Slide from Curtis out of turn 1. Side by side, Ben and Websy. Obviously, they made the move on Landlord a few corners ago. Websy's on the move here. P6 for him right now. Lap 19 of this race. I'll tell you what, it's absolutely gone by in a flash so far. This Grand Prix has been very exciting. We'll see if Che can make a move here going down towards turn 1. The inside of the racetrack and the lead changes hands. Che will not be denied. New race leader into that first corner. And we'll see if Grimmer can come back at him out of turn 2. Out of turn 1, probably just can't do anything now. PJ passing Landlord in the pit lane now. So Landlord pitting. What's he on to? Landlord onto it. Onto set hard tyres now. He'll rejoin now in P15 between Ben and Courtney Goblin. And he moves to the outside, going towards turn 2. Takes the place away. Cuts to Alvar side by side. Oh, look up! Contact in the pair of them. Both cars off track. Curtis going to get the place back. Potentially, but EJ goes dancing on through. It takes P8 away. AT yet to stop. Slight bit of tap in there. Curtis think letting Alvar go might be an illegal overtake. AT going wide as a result, trying to get in front away by both cars. Can't do it though. 40 laps to go. Chase still leading the way. AT let's go at it. Websy and Dan side by side towards turn 1. Or out to them rather. Keep an eye on these two. Dan takes the place. PJ and EJ are by themselves at the minute. It's Alvar and Curtis. Now Obsessed is not far behind these two as of right now. He's sat there in 11th place. And we know there's cars up front with penalties. And now Obsessed has made his stop. Potentially could be looking at more points for Mercedes if things go to plan for them. And you never know. As of yet. A long way to go. I'm sure that the keep him informed on the radio in terms of who's got penalties, who can gain on. And looking for that first point since he scored it a few weeks ago in Canada. 10th Cannon gets her first penalty of the night, 3 seconds. Emery there, still in 4th place. It's got Dan and Websy right on his tail. Caught 5 seconds in front, and then Grimio still chasing Che for the lead. Inside there goes down on Imri. Lock up though towards someone contacting the pair of them. Imri tapping down. And Websy now pulls alongside Imri going towards turn 2. Lock up again. Imri up the circuit a little bit there. Websy forcing his way through on the inside. P5 in his hands now. Those three, though, all with penalties as of right now, so potentially PJ could take a place to with more three of them finishes 4th in this thing. EJ in trouble in terms of his penalty because, I mean, actually, scrap that, he's good in penalties for P9 as it stands right now. Provided he maintains that gap to Ethan in P11. As of right now, Ethan obsessed to get their skates on because those guys are... Well, Ethan's only 4/10 out of range to beat Curtis for that last point after his pre-second penalty. Obsessed is 1.4 of Ethan now, which could make it harder with lack of DRS to try and close back in. On to that 23 then, it's the two leaders still Che and Grumio. Websy to the inside at turn 1, looking for P4 away. Both cars lock up. They're quieting down for now. Really pressurising Che as it stands. Because he can't go for move too early just yet. Turn 14 again. Remember, that end plate still causing him a bit of struggle, but for the most part he's doing okay. On top 24, nearing the last 10 laps this race. Three-car train continues on here. EJ's got Alvar and Curtis right behind him. There's Alvar to the inside, making the pass on EJ. Curtis going through potentially as well. 3 wide, contact! And switch back there from Alvar. I think at some stage in that corner, all three of them had the place they were all fighting over. Contact again. Curtis avoiding the spin there, as does Alvar. EJ behind both cars here, knowing he can't lose out. He's still sat in P10 even with the penalties it stands, because Ethan is 3.6 back from him. Those extra tenths could be critical come towards the end of the Grand Prix. Landlord, though, out of the points and struggling, had to make that second stop. Just a few laps ago. Landlord sitting in 5th place in the standings right now, 129 points back from the lead. And will likely lose more ground to Imri in P4, Imri being in 6th place as it stands. But of course, that could be P7 depending on if PJ stays close. Che up front, we haven't been focusing on these guys too much since they took the lead after pit stops, but they've been doing a good job so far. But Cott is right now working, hunting them both down. And Cott is hunting his first win since back in season 16 too. He alongside Imri endured a winless season in season 17. They're one of the few guys who won on F1 23 and are yet to win an F1 24 in terms of RDL. Alvar passing Curtis. EJ still there with him. Red J in the pit lane now. And that's medium tyres going on to Red J's car. Red J passing. We've been passed by JB, sorry. I think I've been passing him too. He needs to pit exit. This might be the closest Grumio's been. He's got 10 laps to go. He's got 10 silver opportunities to go for that place. Yellow flag. And that is 10th camera round again. This time the entry to turn 5 rather than the exit. On to the 26. Last 10 laps on the way here in Hungary. Shea locking up slightly at turn 1. Grimmy might try and take advantage of that. A lot of look up smoke there. Camera P16, red to the last of running cars. And Cott is closing. He's 1.5 seconds back from Grimio now. And we could very well see a 3-car race to the winner if we're not careful, guys. Honestly, I'd say don't go anywhere because this thing's about to get very, very interesting indeed if Cott can close that gap. He's 6 seconds clear of his teammate Websy in P4, who in turn is 2 seconds clear of Dan. Second half back to PJ, has managed to get himself around Imri. Alvar, Curtis and EJ. Your top 10, but Ethan's closing the gap to EJ now. And I'll put the Aston Martin driver out the points. Cott losing a bit of time there thanks to the lack of DRS compared to Grimio. About 10 or 2 to close down before he'll be in range. And down the pit lane now. Late stop for Dan Ferrari. And a wing change. And medium tyres go on that race car. That will knock down out the points here and leave him with work to do for the end of this race. Of course, he's got quite cushion in the standings in terms of Drivers' Championship for 3rd place. I think that's the first time I've seen the camera focus on a car leaving the pits all day today. Not sure what happened to Dan to actually give him that front wing damage though, if there was any. Grimio is still surviving with that end plate off the car, and Cott now in range. 8 laps to go across the line. Webbsy will buy himself P4. EJ penalty there. A second penalty won't help his case. May see him fight the points. Luckily it will, because Lan will be catching him. Dan will probably kind of catch him too, because remember Dan, the last minute's going to charge of this, he managed to finish on the podium. Obviously that was Austria. Vastly different scenario. But Grimio tries it might, is just not closing on Che right now. And Cott seems to be closing around everywhere on this circuit as of right now. Down the field, Ethan from the inside from Landlord. Al goes around like standing still. Let's push the RB back in the points now. He's 2.1 behind EJ. One of those 16 lap old hard tyres. We're nearing the point now. It's hard to start to hit the cliff. In particular, Che and Grimio have been on theirs for 18, 17 laps. Imri's been hit for 19. Curtis for 17. Obsessed for 18. So JB 25 laps on those. He's been on those since that incident in the first lap. Dan past Obsessed, expected there, given the change in tyres. But Cott is in range now, and Cott may try very well and go for a place. Back towards turn 1 again, lap 29. 7 to go. Down into the first corner again. It's still Cott right on the tail of both cars. Didn't get DRS that time round, but we'll hopefully get it for turn 1 next time on lap number 30. Websy in P4. He's had it all to himself second half of this race. As Danny Aaron goes fastest there, 1 minute 19 for 15.935. Still got a bit of pace on him though. And he's getting about 7 or 8 seconds in order to get himself up towards the points again. And those points will be held by Landlord in P10. Cott is now right there. It's been a fascinating race so far. The interchangeable in terms of strategy, and from here we'll see of these 3 cars, which have been evidently the fastest ones on the track all day, who's got the speed to lead. 6 more laps to go. No luck as of yet for Grimio or Cott. Obsessed time penalty there. And his chance of points till they're gone. Dan Vass is lap 2. Yellow flag in the first sector. Apologies, I lost it for a second there. But Dan's fallen back. Got a good one passing JB with P18. And Ben gets time penalty there. Crucially, no penalties for the top 3 as of right now. Hopefully that'll stay the same up to the flag. But 5 laps to go. The end of this one has crept up right on us quite quickly here. About half a second there. Dan passing Curtis on the run down towards that first corner, but Curtis is giving a bit more challenge. Switch back from Dan there. Good move from the Ferrari. Put him into P11 and bent out. Retiring the pit lane. And what could have been a late safety car has been quickly dismissed by the stewards. And the leaders will continue on as they are. 4 laps left when Che crosses the line. And Cott can't get close enough to Grumio right now. He wants to put up a chance of Che. Sliding there. Cott's tyres are 4 or 5 laps old, laps younger than Che and Grimio's, but yet can't find a way around them. Webb's in 4th still, PJ still in 5th. Likely that unless Webbs gets 2 more penalties, that won't be P4 for him, but P5. Imrie 6th, he is currently 3 seconds in front of Alvar, so will maintain that place. Alon on P8, EJ P9. And we'll still nab the last point here. If either Ethan gets a penalty or he can keep both cars at bay here, but I doubt he can because Dan is right there behind him. We'll see what EJ can do. His first real test here as an RDL full-time driver. Grumio penalty. That's a big one there. And this time there's no teammate around to try and help him gain a 3-second gap. And it looks like Che may be on course to win this thing. Landau penalty too. Be a big, potentially big drop then for RB. 3 laps to go. And Webster closing the gap too. So Cott looks on course to second right now. But Che is on for the win. Provided nothing goes wrong with his last three laps for him. But bad time to get a penalty, Grumio. Cott will lie in wait then for his chance to get Grumio out of the way and put pressure on Shea for the last 2.5 laps of this race. Dan passing EJ now for P9 into turn 1. Ethan will get those places as a result. And EJ may have to wait a bit longer for his first full-time RDR points. Dan's pulling away here, he's like 6 tenths to the good over the Aston Martin. And the Sauber not far behind either. Whereas Cott looking at that move, potentially can't do it just yet. When there's DRS, it's a problem. Because Grumio gets it too. So Cott needs to get creative and find another way around Grumio in these late stages. He's got to do it before Che can open up too much of a lead here. 2 more laps to go. Cott around the tail of Grumio towards turn 1. Dare trying to go for the dive. Cott defends the inside. Grumio locking up a bit there. Gaining time but losing on corner exit. And Cott can't get Grumio. Grumio want to try and force Che into an error of some kind. Through turn 5. Show a lap and a half to go. A lap and a half from taking another victory. I'm going to take my notes here. The last time Che took victory was back in China. That was round 5 of the season, and we now sit here 8 rounds later. It's been almost 2 months since that victory back in January. And he stands on the precipice as another one here. Bell lap in Hungary. 1 more lap left to go in this thing. And he'll break the toe to Grumio, who might get close to trying to go for movement towards turn 1. He's going to try the outside into that first corner. Can't do it. Might try to switch back there. Slides on corner exit. Cott might get him potentially. Cott slides too. Has Cott bonus chance down the inside. Grumio can't do it. Still single file here. And that was truthfully the best chance Grumio has had at Che since he took the lead. Landlord passing Alvar. Alvar goes for a slide there at turn 1. And Dan might get him too. Ethan passing EJ into that first corner. EJ will not finish in the points today. Cannon passing AT in the last couple of corners there. But Che is on his way through turn 10 towards 11 now. Grumio could be, is not able to win the race series, but he managed to prevent Cott from having a chance. 2 more corners to go. As long as Che holds the car. Those tyres have seen 25 laps of racing, but Che around the last corner to take victory once again. After 8 races, Che wins. Cott second, Grumio finishes third. Websy will take 4th in the end. PJ will finish in 5th. So he rounds the last corner. Solid drive, no penalties from the Sauber team for either car. Imri will finish in 6th place. Landlord 7th. Can Alvar catch him at the end? Alvar 7th, Landlord 8th, Dan 9th, Ethan will have the last point off for Sauber. Good points day for them. 11 points going their way. EJ 11th, then it's Curtis in P12. Obsessed will follow these guys home in 13th place. And 10th Cannon will not catch him at the end of the race there. Over the line for Obsessed. 10th Cannon P14, AT will take the place in the end after 10th penalty. So 10th finishes P15, AT P14. Red J P16. And Cutney Goblin and JB, nose to tail here around the last corner to complete this one off. And of course Ben and Pope will not see the flag. But Che wins then. Finally get himself back to the top of the rostrum after coming second so many times to Grumio in the last few months. And could this be the start of the second half of the season revitalisation for Che and potentially for Ferrari as they race to try and beat Grumio and RB in the Drivers' and Constructors' Championships? It's a fantastic Grand Prix then. Thoroughly enjoyable. A bit all over the place there. A lot of contact in that race. No safety car, surprisingly, but obviously not discounting the amount of safety car. Of course, JB had to struggle through a lot of that race in the end after the initial contact. Not quite sure who with. So Che wins then. Cott takes second, guttingly close to his first victory in almost 2 seasons. Will take second place away, 18 points for his efforts, and Grumio will finish in third. So the gap closes then. 39 points, no difference between Che and Grumio. Grumio still leads the way in the standings, but still plenty to be done before the season comes to an end. And we'll see now if we can get post-race interviews underway after what was a thrilling race there. Thoroughly enjoyed by all. Hope you guys did enjoy it as much as I did. And we'll get those interviews underway. We get an arrival in the commentary box. Hopefully we'll get Che in. Let me know your thoughts on the race down in the chat if you are still about. I mean, I'll say I thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope you did too. Solid race weekend from everybody there. And good as always to have our full grid in with us. See if we get any rivals at all. And we have one arrival. Cott comes home in second place. Cott, welcome. It's been ages since I've spoken to you, mate, but good job there. Back on the podium. Talk me through it. Was the race been on today, do you think?
Yeah, had quite a good pace around there, and to be honest, when I seen them pitting around lap 10, I just knew to stay out longer and have the better tyres at the end. But yeah, it's about time I was back on this podium. It's been quite a while.
It's been absolutely ages, of course, but still in pursuit of the first win of the season. Do you reckon there'll be a race coming up where we can get that sorted for you?
Hopefully, with the improvements I've been making, yeah, hopefully we'll see. I'll see myself up there soon.
I mean, it's good points though. Obviously, the A team will bring you a bit close to 10th in the championship, and obviously close to Websy as well in terms of championship points. Is there sort of a place we're targeting here for the rest of the season in terms of championship place?
With drivers, I'm not really bothered because I know I've already sort of messed it up from the start of the season, but constructors, I know me and Websy are still on it. We're quite a strong duo, as we've proven today, and I know we can both score quite some good points going on.
I think you guys may have closed the gap to Haas going after the race, given Pope's retirement, and obviously second place finish for you. I think Websy came home. Was it in 4th place?
Yeah, 4th place.
So yeah,
good points.
Good points, yeah. 30 points for the pair, so not bad at all. I'd say there. I think that should likely put you into 3rd place potentially. We'll have to see how that all shakes out. Obviously, next week going to Belgium, and we're looking forward to that one.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough track with all the DRS trains, I imagine, and it's going to be quite a lot of overtaking. So whoever can fight the hardest will win.
Sounds good. We'll have to see who that turns out to be next week. Well, congratulations on the podium. Like I say, it feels like it's been ages since I spoke to you in here, but yeah. always good to see you again. And we'll press on now to Reggie, who perhaps had a race at the opposite end of the spectrum. I mean, Reggie, going into this one last week, we said Hungary was not one of the ones we were looking forward to, so we're still standing by that, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Qualifying was actually all right in the end, wasn't it? P17, very close behind Obsessed. I know, obviously, getting the slipstream off him around the around the track obviously helped. But qualifying was actually really good, considering I didn't really have much time to prepare for it. The race, total shambles. Decent start to be fair, but a few silly errors, getting caught fighting with drivers that I didn't need to be fighting. And where did I finish in the end? P17 out of 19 finishes, or 18? No, 16th wasn't out of 18 finishes, I think. So it could have been a lot worse. But also, as we know, it could have been far better. I think I had two separate incidents with the Ferraris after they'd pitted and I was still on the hards, and I felt decent on the hards, and I wasn't struggling with the rears or anything too much. I could have gone far longer than that. I pitted on lap 14. I had a slight coming together with Shea. I don't think much damage was done, but I might have slightly blocked him a little bit, and then going into the chicane in the middle sector, and made contact with Aaron. It's a really unfortunate incident because obviously there's a massive performance difference there. He's on far fresher tires than what I am. He's just come out of the pits. It's a hard one because you're entitled to battle because you are battling for position, but in terms of performances, we both know that we're having completely different races. One's fighting for end of the championship. The other one's fighting to just get a point. So yeah, it was an incident that I don't know if it was caught on stream. There wasn't a massive incident. I don't think either of us sustained too much damage, but I came off worse from that incident, but arguably I shouldn't have continued to have fought something that I knew I would have just lost in a few corners anyway. So we'll see what comes from that. But I think if that hadn't happened, I probably would have finished ahead of AT and 10th. So I would have probably been about 14th in the end, just behind Obsessed. And I think, from 20 runners and 18 finishes, I think, 13th and 16th isn't even the worst anyway. But I think 13th and 14th, had I not had that little coming together, I think would have been a really, really respectable result. Yeah, no points on the board. And we got our rivals. I know Aston didn't score, but I know McLaren had another good race. The PJ had a great race. There was someone, I think it was Ethan, got a point as well. So, good to see some different people, having good races, really, really strong races. Great race for Albers, great race again for McLaren, really good race for Williams. Good to see, a Ferrari winning as well. So, that's everything, I think. Any questions?
Belgium next week. We think Belgium will be a bit better than Hungary, yeah, in terms of track, or is it still the same sort of opinion?
Yeah, absolutely. Nah, I mean, Spa's a great track. Everything about it is just great. Lots of DRSs, which is really good. Just a nice kind of smooth flow to it. It's really easy to kind of get into the groove of Spa quite quickly, even when you don't get much practice. You've got a Rouge, Radion, you've got the bus stop chicane as well. Yeah, it's just a really, really fun track. So yeah, looking forward to that one. I think we've got a few good tracks coming up. I think we got that. We've got Monza. We got Zandvoort. I had some good races at these tracks last year. So try and score my first points. That would be, that would be great.
Sounds good. I mean, next few races they should line up quite well for you guys. So I'll be surprised if we don't get close to a points finish. But sometimes things happen. So we'll see what goes down the next couple of weeks. We'll come now to your teammate Obsessed, who's a bit further Obsessed. It was P13 in the end. Am I not mistaken?
Yep.
13th. You know what? I've got them all right today in terms of answers. So, I mean, obviously, you're close to the points for saying. I thought you were going to nab one around the end, but in the end, not meant to be. So, talk me through the race, mate. What happened to you?
Well, start was decent, I think. That safety car at the start, kind of threw me off. I did not have a very good restart. I think I was outside of DRS for that first lap. So that kind of threw a wrench in the plan. But after that, I caught back up and kind of stayed with them. And then I pitted around lap 10, I think, and went on to the hards. And I stayed on those for the rest of the race. And then at some point, I caught back up to the pack that I was with before. And Cottney and Red Jay were there too. And Cottney on the last... the turn before the last one, caught a little bit of somebody's rear end and kind of spun a little bit. So I got a little bit of wing damage, which kind of threw the pace off a little bit, made the car a little more understeery. But I think overall it was a pretty good race. Happy that I came out with gaining 3 positions.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, pace is right today, I'd say, given obviously how chaotic the Grand Prix was over the course of the day. Of course, getting a step closer to the points there, but obviously so are Aston Martin as well with their lineup of AT and EJ. Is there nerves for you guys looking over your shoulders, the fact that they potentially could score in the next couple of races? What are we thinking there?
I don't know. I haven't really taken that into account. I've just focused on making it to the finish line and trying to maximize the places I gain every time. I haven't really been looking at the championship standings all that much. So, yeah, I think the next few races are pretty strong ones for Reggie and I. I know he did good at Monza last year. I remember the start and thinking, dang, Reggie's really doing good. And um, so hopefully we can repeat that this year. So yeah, should be good races for us coming up too. So.
And looking immediately in terms of Belgium next week, is there a chance to get points on the board for you there? What are we thinking?
Yeah, I really like Spa as a circuit. It's the longest track on the calendar, so lots of great racing. Definitely staying in the DRS train is going to be important though, because how many is there? Like, I think there's just the one.
There's two to my mind.
Two?
Yeah, one down the main straight, then one out of Eau Rouge. I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yep, down
Yeah,
the start
you're right.
finish and then Eau Rouge. Yeah, definitely staying in that one, especially out of Eau Rouge. You're gonna lose a lot of time to people in the DRS train there. So just staying with them and trying not to spin it in the gravel.
Wise words to go off of for next week. I think I'll have to agree with you there. So that'll do us then. So thank you guys both for coming along, and hopefully the next race go well for you guys over at Mercedes. And guys, that'll do it for tonight's stream at the Racers Driving League Season 18, Round 13 of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, as always, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more future audio content as we begin the second half of the season. Next race will be on the 17th of March. That'll be the Belgian Grand Prix next time out at Spa. Make sure to join us for that. Have an absolutely fantastic evening, and we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.